Selection statements are statements that allow us to make choices in a program. We have several varieties. We have if statements, which choose whether an action is executed or not, or an action can be any number of valid statements. We also have the if-else statement, which chooses between two actions. And if you want to choose from several actions, more than two, you can use either a nested if-else statement or you can use a switch statement. The actions are executed based on conditions which contain relational expressions. Let's recall some of the operators that you can use in relational expressions. First of all, we have the relational operators, which are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, equality, which remember is two equal signs in a row, inequality, and the resulting type is logical, 1 for true or 0 for false expressions. We also have logical operators. We have the or operator, we have the and operator, and we have the not operator. And also we have the exclusive or function, which returns logical true if only one of the relational expression arguments is true. Now, if we want to represent the concept of true and false, that's a little bit different. To represent the concept of false, we use 0. To represent the concept of true, anything that isn't 0 can be used. So not just 1, but anything that isn't 0. So an expression like 5 or a character x, those are not 0, so those represent true. This can lead to some pretty strange errors that are logical errors. For example, the following expressions are always true because the quote-unquote relational expressions on the right, 6 and the character n, are not 0, so they are true. Therefore, it doesn't matter what the results of the other part of the expressions are. So for example, if we have a variable number and we say number less than 5 or 6, that doesn't mean that the variable number is either less than 5 or less than 6. We've got two parts of the expression. We have number less than 5 on the left, and we have just 6 on the right. So number less than 5, we don't know what the value of number is, so that's either true or false. But 6, that's not 0, so that's true. So when you have or, if either or both are true, the entire expression is true, and therefore the entire expression here is true or logical 1. Same thing for the next expression. We have a variable letter. We don't know what we have in the variable letter, but we have an or expression. So on the left, we have letter equals quote, end quote. That's either true or false. But on the right-hand side, we have just the character n, capital N, which is true. It's not 0, so that's true. So again, we have an expression that's either true or false, or an expression that's true always. So we're going to get true as a result, always for this expression. MATLAB has many is functions. These are functions that start with the word is that are essentially asking a true or false question. And what they do is they return logical 1 for true or 0 for false. The function isLetter, you pass to it a string. It'll return 1 or 0 for every character in the string, whether that particular character is a letter of the alphabet or not. The isEmpty function, you pass to it a variable argument and it'll return logical 1 for true if the variable argument is in fact empty, if it's an empty vector, for example, or logical 0 for false if it isn't. And isKeyword, you pass to it a string and it will return logical 1 if the string argument is in fact a keyword in MATLAB, or 0 for false if not.